Good evening, everybody. This is Judd at Whitewave. Just going to give you a little update here about what we've been doing for the last 3-4 weeks. We've had a monster start of the year in the room. We'll just go over some of the positions that we've had going on. We've been long the metals. You know, silver's up 61% on the year. Gold is up, 20%? We remain long gold. We still have some silver and some silver miners. We've been kind of in and out of platinum. Basically, we're just opportunistically trading right now. We peeled off some of our silver in the last couple of days in positions, and we're moving it into, we've started, in the last couple of weeks, we've started buying some of the energy names. Ecopetrol, this was one of our subscribers, threw this out at me. We like the chart pattern, the dividend, and this one has got a lot of upside to it. If you go to the longer term charts, you know, we bought it at around $10.45. You know, this starts closing above 14.60. You know, it's going to rally $6 in a hurry. So these are the types of instruments and names we're looking for. We're looking for the ones with the biggest amount of upside. This is another one, Sasa Limited. You know, we were looking at the OIH today in the room. You know, been a little involved with the metals and some of the other stuff. Been long Southern Copper, which is up. You know, we took a 30% profit in Southern Copper, and still wish we had it. I missed rebuying it a couple of days ago, and you know, that's the way it goes. So I trimmed out of that, and I bought some other names. Still involved with uranium. This OIH, this thing is just starting to go. So it's you know, whatever we're looking at any type of name where we see a lot of upside. For example, you know, hold on, let's look at some of our members are long some Freeport Moran, and this has been a pretty good trade, and we're looking for this 63.62 level, which is the all-time high in Freeport, and once you get above that, you know, I'm looking for a 30-40% rally. So all I'm doing right now is looking for the names. The S&Ps are not going anywhere. I'm not interested in trading the indices whatsoever. You know, the indices are, the S&P's up a little under 2%. You know, Korea's up 26%. Mexico's a better place to trade. That is, hold on, that's the wrong symbol. Mexico's just starting to break out. That's up 12% on the year. You know, Brazil is just breaking out. That's up 19.26% on the year with a strengthening real. The currencies that we like, you know, I've been featuring this for the last week is the Aussie dollar. I was looking for this to rally 5 to 6 figures. It's just starting. This is just starting to rally. And I'm looking close to for a move close to 75 cents initially, and then I'll reevaluate it. The euro needs to really get above 121, and then it can go. And then if it starts closing above 121, you're looking for a 10-figure move. The pounds kind of look the same. The commodity currencies are where it's at, whether it's the peso, the Canada, or the Aussie. Those are three of my favorites. The Sing dollar has been strong for a long time. The other currencies that are really weak, I'm just not interested right now because they haven't shown me that they can really get up and go. So that's just kind of an overall of what I'm looking at. You know, I think that this is just the start of the crude oil. We looked at this. Actually, the ideas of this trade came from Peter Bookvar and an FRA podcast, and Felix Zulov, who also put out a podcast in German. All these guys are looking for a huge up in oil. I respect their opinion, and what I liked about it was I wanted to buy it in the $53 range, which is 50% of the life of crude. And it couldn't get there. A couple of weeks ago. And then last week, the first week in January, I said it bottomed. And now it's just been going up. So I started adding some of these other names. I know a lot of people are trading the majors. I've gotten some of the service names. So, if you want some trade ideas or know what we're doing, come in and join us in the room. All you have to do is go to whitewavetradingstrategies.com, put in your name and email, and come and join us for the room for a while. Most of the work is done at 7 to 7:30 in the morning, where we discuss a lot of different instruments, and then we come back in throughout the day and update names that are in play and where we think we can get leverage on trades. So that's all for tonight, and it's basically a rough update of what we've been up to. I'm not getting out of the gold. I've been in it for $3,000. I've been long the silver since the 30s. I've trimmed them. I put them back on. I'm not moving from the positions I have left. I'm long miners in both the gold miners and silver miners. I see no reason to get out of these positions. And the big point now is that now that the dollar is starting to break down, and this has taken a long time, a long time. People have been talking about this for 6-7 months. It's just started here in the last week. And today was the first day on steroids that the dollar really got smoked. This is going to continue. And as this continues, the metals are going to continue to outperform. They're both going to go in the same direction. The only other thing, the only other question right now is what happens to the bonds. And here is a long-term point and figure in the 30-year bonds down here. We've been range bound forever. Anybody who says that the Fed's got your back, they're going to cut rates, and the bonds are going to rally, are in la-la land. They've cut 6 times, and the rates are steady to higher. We start breaking out of the mid 114s to the downside, it's going to start something that the Fed's not going to be able to control. So that's when the world gets a little interesting here. Long term, I've been looking at 7.25 to 7.5 as an eventual target for the 30-year bond, and I'm not getting off that target. You can go through all the analysis or the fundamental analysis, but the charts tell me something else. So I'll go with the charts. All right. Geez, what did I just do there? Okay. Oh, God. Oh, I'm sorry. So just come and join us at whitewavetradingstrategies.com. These are always, short videos without the hype, without the marketing, without the fancy graphics.